Labor Day weekend. What's up? How you feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling pleasant. Got me a nice workout in this morning for a couple hours. Getting back into it because I had to lag a little bit because the damn paraformance syndrome took me out the game. The job, it took me out the game for a minute. Helping my auntie Booth took me out the game. So I was like, I had like a week off with just some walks. So I've been working out hard for like the past 3 days, but today stepped it all the way up. Like, almost made myself cry. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you gotta go stupid hard. And what feels really good about it is nobody's looking. I ain't pull out the camera not once. I wasn't thinking about content creation. I was thinking about chisel creation. You know? What's up to the 2 people in here? Y'all ain't hit the thumbs up yet. Appreciate you if you did. And if you didn't, why not? What is you doing, really? Weirdos. Shout out to the 2 more people who just jumped in. Didn't hit the thumbs up yet. Maybe y'all from the TV. So let me fall back. I'm not gonna be so hard on you. I gotta remember that some people watch this shit on the TV, and maybe you don't have the type of remote that you need to hit the thumbs up or whatever. I'm gonna let you live. I'm gonna just let you be present and look at my face, because that's why you came in here, right? You wanted to see me. You couldn't stand it. He said, let me go check out what Nos is doing today. So what I got for you today is what we normally do. We chill, we hang out, we do Q&A, we have random ass conversations. I'm breaking the fast. It's the first time we doing that in a while. Yes, it's eggs, grits, and sausage if you have a question about what it is. And I'm gonna wash off some fruit first because I went to go get some Muscadine grapes straight out of Georgia. I saw them and for some reason they called my name, so I caught them. I got some strawberries that I'm about to put up. Hi, Savage Reaper. Thank you for being the first one to speak up. Hopefully, you probably the only one who hit the thumbs up too, huh? 11 people in here. Nobody saying nothing. Nobody hit the thumbs up. Weirdo. No, it's not. Y'all good. I just feel like there's a lot of people on here who's not really friends. They just watch. And that's cool. It's all gravy because it don't faze me. And it don't make me turn into a baby. But yeah, let's get started with washing this fruit. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, the comment section is yours. What up, Brady? What up, Serena? Serena, thank you for keeping up with me on the TikTok. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So what we gonna put the fruit in? We gonna put the fruit in something. Appreciate it. We gonna put the fruit in something glass. That's how I feel like. They just here to do some weird, evil eye shit. But you know, that's a story that you and I are making up. We're not gonna manifest that. Okay, there you go. That's the reason why they not hitting a thumbs up and they in the room, because they wanna come in here and type some weird ass shit. Oh man. Bless the people of the world who just be sitting on YouTube. Tell them, Guru. Tell them. We all gonna meet our moment of truth. I'm gonna put my fruit in this right here. Does anybody have any homemade fruit wash recipes? Maybe you want to Google it on something on your extra device. Do I want to trade? What are we trading? Weird commenter. Emberlyn Rathwood. Thanks for subscribing, Brady. Appreciate that. You're one of my only subscribers, new subscribers, recently. Yeah, man. DM you. You on the wrong app. There's no DMs on YouTube, Emberlin, you weirdo. Let me not even call you a weirdo, because weirdo is actually a compliment. I have no pejoratives for you right now. See? That's how far of the pejorative, derogatory remark game is. I don't even have names for people no more. I used to be quick with the... Muscadine black grapes. Product of the USA. Straight from Georgia. It says Georgia grown right here. You might not be able to see it. So we're gonna see what's up. We're gonna rinse them off. Smell fabulous. Yeah, that was the freaks coming out at night was a thing in the 80s, man. You know, they out all day these days, letting the freak flag fly. I got some organic strawberries. Ooh. Can't wait, boy. Vinegar and water is a great fruit wash. Baking soda is good too, but not for certain fruits like berries. Okay, well, I definitely got berries in the mix. And as far as I know, I don't have any vinegar. And I actually thought about getting some while I was at the supermarket earlier too. Come over here while I rinse these out. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Daniel, pineapple is a very big yes for me personally on pizza. I love pineapple pizza. The Hawaiian pizza with the pineapple and the ham, all day, baby. If you want to get crazy, do pineapple and olives. Don't hate till you try it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna break this fast with some fruit real quick. Just a handful, because I don't want to, you know what I mean? Just a handful for a second. Daniel, you know it. Serena, the job is no longer going. Me and the manager was not getting along. And because the manager was straight disrespectful, and I don't do disrespect. So when I brought it up to them, they doubled down on the disrespect, and I quit. It was really that simple. That's what happens. Alright, let's taste what these muscadines taste like. Wasn't expecting that. Brady, where am I from? I'm from planet Earth. I'm a living, breathing, sentient being on the land. I was born and raised in New York City for most of my life. Traveled the country real quick for a hot second. settled in right outside of Columbus, Georgia for a few years, and I've been back and forth from Columbus to Jacksonville, Florida for the past few years. Where are you from, Brady? What up, Jada Divine? Yeah, yo, working for chains. I mean, it's been the last time I worked for a major chain is when I worked for Whole Foods, and I actually liked that job, not for nothing. I mean, they busted our ass, and but the pay was alright. Besides the fact we didn't get tips, I was eating organic, fresh food for 2 years. The 2 years that I worked there, but it's one thing that I'm learning too is like the work ethic vastly changes. I don't want to know. I don't know if it's a geographic thing, but every job that I've had in the South, besides when I worked for that hospital company, I was doing that dolo. Um, so I couldn't complain about anybody else's work ethic. Everything was on me. But what other jobs have I had down here? When I work at the chicken processing plant, and when I got this last job at the restaurant, motherfuckers do not like to work. Motherfuckers, especially if they see that you working, they're like, oh, he working, I'm hands off. I'm off for the rest of the day. I'm collecting this check. Stealing time. And that's why the manager and I were not getting along to begin with. Because on my very first shift, I called her. I was like, yo, why you... I've been doing all of this shit for the past hour and a half. I saw you on your phone for the past hour and a half, not doing anything. I don't want to work like that. I don't work good like that. So I need you to pick up, you know what I mean? Your responsibility. First of all, the restaurant should have had 4 people in there minimum all day. Every time I was in there, they had 2 people working. I'm like, what type of funny shit is this? And you know why they do that, right? They do that because the manager in charge of scheduling probably gets a bonus at the end of the year if they come in under hours. So they purposefully do that. So this was the same manager that I was having a problem with too. So like, that shit was for the birds. And like I said, I don't do fucking disrespect at all. Not one time. I usually let people get away with it for the first time, and I'll bring it up to you like, oh, this is disrespect. That brings up another point that I want to talk about. Observation is way different than an indictment, okay? I was talking to somebody a few months ago. I had come to them for advice. That's where I probably made my mistake. Long story short, I'm on the phone with homie for a good hour. He disrespected me a bunch of times. After the second time, I brought it up to him. I was like, you disrespecting right now. Like, you don't have to do that. It don't have to go that way. So I'm just letting you know, you disrespecting. He was like, oh, well, if you taking offense, you could be offended. Me getting offended and me telling you that you disrespecting is 2 different things. I don't have to be offended to observe disrespect. Now, it's easy. Sometimes offense comes from disrespect, as it should. I'm not one of those people. Why? Because I know how to walk away. I know how to hang up the phone. I know how to express myself without returning the disrespect. And if we men and we know how to express our emotions reasonably and logically, there's no need to jump into the circle jerk of disrespect. So I say all that to say, you pointing out that somebody is disrespecting you is not you necessarily taking offense to the disrespect. It's just you pointing out the disrespect. If I'm really taking offense, usually what I do is retaliate in some form or fashion. And that's why I know I wasn't offended. Because I'm not trying to, there was no retaliation. It was just me pointing out, this is disrespect. It's really that simple. What about y'all, chat? When was the last time you, as an individual, have been disrespected. Tell me the last time you were disrespected and what the disrespect was over. And what did you do about it? But shout out to you, Serena, for sticking in there for 8 years. You did what you had to do. Fotini, what's good? Robbie, what's good? The day is up on the day is on the upward spiral. It didn't start off at the elevation that I wanted it to, but I went out and I got after it and I made it a great day. And I'm continuing it to make it a good day. So, you know, here we are. Exactly, Serena. I'm not cut from the cloth where, oh, I see that there's bad leadership here and nobody here is working, so I'm not gonna work. I'm not from that cloth. I couldn't do that if I wanted to. And that's why my last 2 jobs didn't work out. Because I feel like they could have worked out if I was just gonna put my hands up and kick my feet up and just go with the flow. But I can't. I work. And it's probably because I'm up in my age too. Like, I don't have time for bullshit. Don't have to do that no more. 20-year-old Matt was interested in keeping a job for paper, so nobody could ever question me why I had money, because they wasn't ready for the answer. But 39-year-old Matt, I'm not taking penitentiary chances, and I'm also not going to put up with disrespect. Right. Exactly, Serena. People don't like to be called out on their bullshit, because then they just might have to be accountable. Maybe they're doing something wrong. God forbid a human does something wrong and get told about it. Like, if I'm doing something wrong and somebody tells me about it, I'm all ears. It's the underhanded remarks that I don't appreciate. My guy, what's up? I could definitely say hi to your friend. I'm a Sende. I'm a Sende. I hope I'm saying it right. Hello, friend of my guy. Yo, it's crazy how the mentors be the one. Like, you're supposed to be mentoring me, friend. That means I expect you to, you know, be a lighthouse, be an example. But you worse off than me, because you don't even know how to talk without disrespecting somebody. Shit is wild. But shout out to us for not going for it. Some people will go for it and talk shit later. I'd bring it up right away. Or at least I try to understand that we don't have the same experience. So you can't relate to me in a lot of ways. We're not cut from the same cloth. We're not from around the same way. So almost everybody is limited to their experience and what that experience produces as their perspective. So I go into that with a decent amount of understanding of that everybody they just not gonna meet me where I'm at. So I'm gonna try to listen for the gems if there can be some, but at the same time, if you just saying empty shit, you constantly comparing yours to mine and mine to yours as if our experiences are remotely similar, then the conversation really not gonna go that far. Justin, what's good? Brandy 333, what up? Palace, welcome. What's up, Logan? Good to see you again. So far I just rinsed off some fruit. We're gonna break the fast. In like 10 minutes, I'm gonna start cooking. I'm gonna try to keep this live at like an hour exactly. You know, showing up, doing my numbers how I always do. Oh yeah, the projection and the fucking disrespect in front of other people. It's one thing when it's in private. You know, you have a little bit more threshold for the bullshit. But when people try to play you in front of other people, that makes things completely different. And you shouldn't go for that. So, good on you. And just because people, what I'm learning, I mean, I feel like I've always known it since I was a young bull. Like, just because people have a chronological age that's bigger than ours, like their number is bigger than ours, it don't mean shit. It don't mean a fucking thing. Not a damn thing. They could still be 8 years old in their mind. In a 60-year-old body. Even if they have a certain amount of success in life, it don't mean shit. They could be 8 years old in their body. Experiences can be vastly different. Just think about geographics. Think about people's upbringing and the support system that they had and all of that. People's experiences, you can't even start to compare them unless you have a magnifying glass and you start cherry picking. Logan, you good, fam? No need to apologize. I know you knew. See, me and Logan had one of those interactions the other day. I forgot what you said, Logan, but I was just like, what are you doing? I think he was talking about the paint in the house. I was like, why are you disrespecting the color of the paint of the house or some shit? And he was like, my bad. And there it goes. That's how it happens. Like, so if somebody disrespects you, right? If you feel that they're disrespecting you and you say, hey, this is disrespectful, it is then their job to be like, oh, friend, I didn't mean to disrespect you. I'm just expressing how I'm expressing. Let me go about it a different way. That's how it's supposed to happen all the time. But when people get defensive and they want to double down on the disrespect, no, they don't have no respect. Objectively. And that's when you cut the conversation short, quick. All right, Logan, take care of yourself, family. Facts. When you see a college professor, Palace, you see a college professor acting incongruently with the automatic intellect that we project on them because they're college professors, it can be startling. And then it makes you realize why the world is the way it is. Like, being an adult means nothing about having it together maturity-wise, emotionally-wise, empathically-wise. In fact, the older people get, usually the worse they get because they're more entrenched into their belief system. And cognitive dissonance shouldn't be a neurological disorder, but it is very real, nonetheless. It is sad, yo. It's very sad. Into the hood, East Coast, West Coast, and worldwide. To all my, don't lie. Right. So this is my fruit bowl. It's going in the fridge. We're gonna pull out our eggs. We're gonna pull out our protein. Let's just say sausage, because I'm not scared of none of y'all. Oh, and we're gonna do some grits. Get my pot out. Rick, is that a serious question, fam? You must not be American, because Americans would never ask that question. So wherever you're from, yes, I am in America. You know what when I hear people from other countries and they speak English but with a foreign accent, I very rarely ask them where they're actually from. Like I take pleasure in trying to figure it out. So if anything, I'll try to keep talking with them, and I usually get it. The thing that confuses me all the time though is like people from northeastern Europe. Their countries are very different, but their accents are kind of the same. Like a Russian can sound like kind of like a Czechoslovakian or a Polish person, somewhat. You know what I mean? Or like a Ukrainian. Well, Ukraine and Russia are right next to each other, so it makes sense. But so boom. Yesterday I was talking to a dude named Alejo, Alejo something, obviously Hispanic. But when you listen to him talk, he almost sounded like he had an Indian accent. So I was like, yo, what is this dude? But the more I listened to it, the more I was like, oh no, that's Spanish. You can hear the Spanish in the back of his throat or whatever. The fuck? I think I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's just say that. Let's keep it on that. You can be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Not hitting the like button, not hitting the thumbs up, but that's all gravy. It's just you and I, baby, making breakfast. So let's see how we gonna prepare this, huh? Ah. I'm gonna put the eggs over here because they going last. I'm gonna heat up this pan on 8. Yo, when you make the grits on the live, I always make my grits too thick, but I'm gonna put extra water in today, and I'm gonna take it off the heat sooner than later. Jada asked Matt, if you could live in a different country, where would you live? I haven't been. I was about to say Hawaii, but technically Hawaii isn't a different country. Hawaii, but it is a different. Like if you ask Native Hawaiians, they don't subscribe to American being an American country or state, I should say. So Hawaii is super nice. Any one of the islands. I love Jamaica, but I've only been to Montego Bay. I love Puerto Rico, but I've only been to the eastern side of the island. Yeah, like the northeastern side of the island. I don't know too much about, I would go anywhere. The last live I was talking about how I would love to go to Congo because Congo, I have ancestry there and it's super dangerous there. So I'm kind of interested to see how dangerous shit gets. Like, America to me is pretty fucking dangerous. But Congo is supposed to be super dangerous. Like, if it ain't the lions or the hippos, it's like organ smugglers and shit like that. I'll go anywhere, man. I'm grateful to be. Sasuke Aizen, what's up? Is that Aizen from Bleach? That looks like a Bleach jump off. Aizen was a dope character though, wasn't he? Thanks for hitting the like button, Palace. You're a real one. Grits, what's that? Grits is like an enriched cornmeal that is a staple in my household, in my culture. Give me a moment while I prepare my stuff. I miss my cat too, Palace. For real, for real. That cuddle bug. Did I watch the Ohio State game? I didn't. I don't really watch TV, fam. I'm too busy creating. I'm a creator, not a consumer. That's what I always tell myself at least. Come on. I thought I was going to be able to cut these cleanly, but they hate. Come closer. I feel like you're too far. Come here. I lived in Hawaii for a bit. It feels like a different country, but overran with white. Yo, facts. I remember when I went to Maui that one time, about 5 years ago, I actually caught feelings a bunch of times because I saw, and I'm not racist or whatever, like, you know, it's all good. I love white people, but nonetheless, I saw way more white people than I saw natives. And it was my first time leaving the mainland. So I wanted to see some Samoan people. I wanted to see, I wanted to see a representation of what the culture was like on that island. And what I got from Maui is the culture was very much foreigners. And that made me get upset about New York all over again, because New York is kind of like that now. If you live in the 5 boroughs, there's way more foreigners, people from outside of New York than actual New Yorkers. And if you are from actually New York and you live in New York, you're from the hood. It's not really like, it's not a common thing to see native New Yorkers move up in the world. If we talk about anything else today, we might have to talk about the wealth disparity in the world and why I feel like transparency is required. Like, we need more transparency in the world for finances. I feel like if everybody knew what the corporations were making, what the CEOs and board of directors were making, if we had more visibility within the financial institutions in America and on Earth, we could fix a lot of the problems on this planet simply by just making things more visible. Why only Mobe? I don't know what that is. Is it meat, fish, poultry, what? I think you're asking about the sausage I was just cutting up. It's sausage. I mean, that's what we call it. Faith was good. The day is going. I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel no type of way other than grateful. Happy that I'm here, baby. You already know. What's up with you, Faith? How's your day going? Thank you for tuning in. Let me just say that. I presume you've already hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate it. As weird as that is, the greatest, paying to lick my toes is actually, you know, I'll take it as a kind compliment compared to some of the other weird ass shit people be saying on here. Levi, you wild. I don't have nothing swimming around in my eye, fam. I would know. Ah, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like the American Empire should have left everything alone. We should have kept it on the states and leave it at that. They can't even do the 50 states right. Why we gotta go colonize surrounding islands? Hey, Mrs. Stewart. Appreciate you for jumping in, checking in. It's always good to see you. Aubrey. Hey, girl. I was just telling my dad about the fires in Lahana, that's where it was. And I was telling him how we were talking about that thing that happened in Minnesota the other day when, you know, unfortunately somebody was shooting through the windows of some school, and the police chief came out, and him and I were watching the news feed, and I was like, yo, it's refreshing to see a police chief who seems like he cares. Like, homie was like almost in tears. And I was telling him how you gotta watch out for these police chiefs, because the dude who was the police chief in the Lahana fires was also the police chief, or the chief of police, I should say, in Las Vegas during that Las Vegas shooting. So, you know, I don't want to draw any dots, connect any dots to conspiracy theories, but it's very interesting how that happened. And it isn't lost on me, I will say that. There's no such things as coincidences. I mean, there's a such thing as coincidence, of course, but like coincidences that are just coincidences. There's always a meaning behind it. And when stuff like that happens, it deserves a deeper look. People don't like to vote for their own interests. They love helping out the billionaires, thinking they become one. Laughing my ass off. Have you thanked Trump yet? Not a troll. Not a troll. I think you're barking up the wrong tree, fam. I don't vote. Last time I voted was for Obama, and I knew right away, as soon as I voted for him, I said something was wrong. Something was off about the way that just happened. And I got very suspicious. I was already a space cadet at that time. Whoop. So I was one of those people who thought that the world was going to end in 2012. Planet Nibiru was going to come correct all of this shit. That's who I was back then. But that's what, no, actually I'm lying. I voted for Joe Stein. In the next election, it was during Occupy Wall Street. The fuck did I do at the top? And I knew something was wrong with that because Jill Stein got arrested outside of Hofstra University. I was there with Vernon Supreme. Shout out to you if you know who Vernon Supreme is. But we was out there and we saw her get arrested, and I was like, that's fucked up. Like, she's a legitimate candidate for president. Why aren't they letting her in the debate? And that was the last time I ever voted. Probably will be the last time I ever vote in my life. Yeah, those fires were crazy, man. And just, you know, the shit that we learned before the fires ever happened about how Zuckerberg was buying up the whole fucking island and shit. How Oprah owns such a large portion of the island that she could have helped save a bunch of people if she simply opened up her road, but she didn't. Like, how did she not go to jail for that? How does she even have the option of not opening up her road? Like, we all think we know who Oprah is, but she could have saved a bunch of people's lives and chose not to. Mad weird. That's the world we live in now. Hold on, I got shit smoking over here talking to y'all. Give me a second. Alright, cool. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, Faith. Halfway to the finish line before I finally get my associates. Go, girl. That's what's up. What is your associates going to be in? Levi, you need to go get checked out, fam. I doubt there's anybody in politics that's not on that Epstein list. Anybody who has, I want to say, $500 million or more and is in the public eye is probably on the Epstein list. You know why? Because Epstein was just a fucking spy for Israel. And they was trying to get as much leverage on people in this country with influence as possible. The grits is gonna be fire today. Believe it. Date by you. Date by you. Alright, boom. We good. Oh, she finally opened it. I didn't even hear about her actually opening that road. I think you spelled it right. Jada, last summer, and the land is resilient and beautiful. You can still see the damage from the fires, though. I think the fires is perfect. Yeah. I wonder how do y'all feel about that theory that was going around that if you had a blue roof, your shit was safe because they was using they're called DEWs, directed or direct energy weapons to start the fires. How y'all feel about that? Also, how many times we gonna let America attack America and get away with the shit? Like, I'm quite sick of that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't want to see that shit ever again. No! Got some shell in my head, son. That one was good. Good money. Yeah, she don't even comment on that shit, Palace. What the hell? What the helly? How Oprah, the most outspoken person, one of the most outspoken women on planet Earth, want to get quiet when it come to her actually saving people's lives? You know damn well if she actually switched perspectives and was proactive in opening up her road before she ever got asked, she would have been the first one to be like, because I opened up this road, so many people's lives are saved. I can hear her right now on the mic saying that shit. Everything coming out good today, boy. Raimi was good. Good to see you as always. What up, Gabby? Faith, I'm cooking the usual, which is grits, eggs, sausage. That's usually what I break my fast with. Mercedes, drop some bread in the super chat, and I'll say whatever car you want. I don't even know you, fam. Never seen you in the chat before. You coming on here talking about do this for me, and then gonna double down with the hello. Don't do that. We wasn't chatting about nothing too much in particular. We was talking about the fires in Lahana and how creepy it was that the chief of police at the time was also the same chief of police in the Las Vegas shootings. And, you know, we wasn't drawing any conclusions for anybody, but we was saying that it was weird. And then we were talking about how the fires felt deliberate and how Oprah could have saved a lot of people if she would have opened up a motherfucking road. Not gonna do that. Let those cook for a little bit longer. Oh yeah, everything is fire today. Bang! Hey, Naya. Hi. Yeah, I do my best. I try not to draw conclusions for people, but just point out the objective facts. I was also talking about earlier how there's a big wealth disparity in the world, especially in this country, and how I think the economic situation of everybody could be improved by a lot if we had more transparency, more what's the word? More visibility. There we go. I was thinking about the blockchain and how it could be audited. Oh shit! I just hurt my knee. How it could be getting old, fam. How the blockchain can be audited by anybody at any given time. So imagine what the world would be like if, you know, every Fortune 500 company. Well, I mean, they already do tell us what their profits and their revenue are, but like, tell us what your board of directors is making. Tell us what your CEOs are making. Like, be outward about that. And also, any high-level employees, tell us what they're making, so people can get an idea of what success really looks like. I feel like there is no middle class in this country anymore. There's just the underclass and the class of the privileged. But thinking about it, I say if the middle class probably consists of people who have $1 million to 20 million. If you have $1 to $20 million, you are middle class. If you have more than that, you're upper class. And then you have, you know, the upper crust, and then you have the elite, the people who just don't live on the same planet as us. Faith, I think you asked me what I was making, so I was telling you what I was making for breakfast. For the break fast. And everything is done. And we are 5 minutes away from our hour cutoff time. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, all 20 of you. Hopefully you've hit the thumbs up. If you haven't yet, that's cool, but I would appreciate it if you did. Right, we gotta hear about these executives, man. 'Cause I think these people, they're fucking the game up by hiding their money from us. And if it wasn't that way, so much more would change. Like if you look at what's happening in India right now, one of the most, if our wealth disparity is a problem, their wealth disparity is a double problem, maybe a triple problem. Because right now people are rioting in India because Congress just passed something like $168 an hour raise for themselves. I think they have a parliament, not a Congress, but it's basically a Congress, the same thing we would call a Congress. But they're already super millionaires. They don't do shit. They're not looking out for the people's best interest. They get paid vacations, free healthcare, all of that shit. And there are so many people in India who don't have access to the bare minimum to live life. Like basic shit that we all take for granted, like fucking hot water. Like they don't have access to that shit. So they're burning fucking India down right now. Not as a country, but I think in like major cities is where it's a big problem. If you go online, you can see it. And it's inspiring. I wish that Americans had the audacity, but we too caught up on fucking Instagram and TikTok and just going on fucking our apps and complaining and protesting on there instead of actually organizing things that can affect real change. Facts. The day-to-day citizen lives in squalor. It's fucking sad. So take it easy on people, man. Be kind to people. You know? Hopefully they're being kind to you back. Hopefully they're being kind to themselves. I think a lot of us lack empathy because we don't give it to ourselves. So, with that said, man, it's been a dope live. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and close this shout with a prayer. I'm going to get to my break fast. To the one of us who is many, I wish you all progress, peace, prosperity, persuasion with others, persuasion with yourself, health, wealth. What's a new one for today? Nourishment, hydration. I hope that you find your community in this holiday weekend where some of us are probably fucking alone somewhere, beating ourselves up for whatever the fuck reason. I hope you find some type of fucking outlet. I'm so grateful and privileged to be able to hit a button on my YouTube and have, you know, anywhere from 5 to 20 people join me at a time and just have a fucking conversation about whatever the fuck we want. And I hope you all know that I'm here every 2 days consistently to share this space and this energy with you. And with that, amen, ashe, aho. I love you all. We're going to close this out in the next 30 seconds or so. Thank you for tapping the heart button, whoever's spamming that. Serena, Faith, Palace, Raimi, Sean King, I've seen you before. Good looking for coming through. Who else? Aubrey, Gabby, thank you for coming through. Jada, thank you for coming through. Chilling, not a troll. Thank you for not being a troll. And Serena Rose, of course, thank you for coming through. Mrs. Stewart, if you're still here, appreciate you. Oh, look who's coming through the door right now. Pop Dukes. All right, y'all. Keep it a buck. Stay safe. Most importantly, stay dangerous.